South Africans, let me tell you something. Most of you are xenophobic. Yes, most of you are xenophobic. You guys don't consider yourself to be Africans. You don't consider yourself to be white people. You consider yourself to be superior over black people. You consider yourself to be different from other African countries. You understand? When that thing happened, when that xenophobic attack happened against Nigerians, not only Nigerians, you guys unalived. You guys unalived Kenyans, you guys unalived Nigerians, you guys unalived Ghanaians, you guys unalived Zimbabweans. So what are you telling me? It makes you look like, okay, Nigerians, because the Nigerians are stubborn people. Because I can't use that word than stubborn. And some Nigerians are stubborn people, and then because of that now, you're unaliving people, burning people's property, destroying their business, and then you are saying you're not xenophobic. Violence is not the way. Look at your country, for example. Look at the apartheid still going on there. Why don't you create that violence to stop that apartheid that is going on there? And you are now there saying, we are not xenophobic all along. Look at the absolute apartheid that's happening in your country. Are you fixed that already? No, you're not happy. You're not happy that Nigerians and Ghana are having issues. The Nigerians and Ghana are having issues. Come on now. If you want Africa to unite, this is not the way to go. I've come across a lot of South Africans. A lot of South Africans see themselves to be different from other South African countries. And you want African unite. Since Africans have been pushing African unite, Nigerians pushing it, Kenyans pushing it, other African countries pushing it. When as South Africans push it? No, they're not pushing it. They don't really care, to be honest. Apart from Nelson Mandela and this guy Julius Malema, who else came out that from your country that's pushing Pan-Africanist? None of them coming out pushing the Pan-Africanists. They only care about themselves. So you coming out now, you are rejoicing that Ghanaian and Nigerian are having problems. It's not the way forward, my brother. It's not the way forward, my sister. You guys need to go fix yourself. Fix yourself. Fix yourself and fix your country. You understand? It's not about the beauty. It's about what you have in your brain. If you want to start talking about South Africans right now, trust me, you guys will run away. You guys will not want. You cannot open your mouth to say one word. Because Ghana and Nigeria are having like misunderstanding, and then you come out and then you're all laughing in the comments. I watch your comments. I see your comments. I see your comments. South Africans, you guys need to do better. You guys need to do better. Peace. I'm Niger Presido.
Africa has a really dark history, one that has been shaped by, international bodies and colonialism and slavery. A very dark history that has kept Africa in darkness, one that has put themselves against themselves by themselves. And so let's apply common sense to this whole Nigeria must go, Ghana must go, and everything. First of all, racism against your own race is xenophobia. We've seen it happen in South Africa. We've seen it happen, it's now happening in Nigeria. It has happened across Africa. And there are several reasons for that. But in the course of applying common sense, let us note some things. Number one, criminals are everywhere. We have criminals in Nigeria, we have who are Nigerians. We have criminals in Ghana, who are Ghanaians. We have criminals in South Africa, who are South Africans. We have criminals in Cameroon, who are Cameroonians. We have criminals in Ivory Coast. We have criminals in Burkina Faso. We have criminals in Niger. We have criminals everywhere in Africa. We have criminals in America who are Americans. We have criminals in India who are Indians. We have criminals in Pakistan who are Pakistanians. We have criminals in Saudi Arabia who are Arabians. We have criminals in Dubai who are from the United Emirates. Is that clear now? Everywhere good and bad must exist. Everywhere people will make decisions and choices based on how they want to achieve their selfish interests. I don't know if you understand me. And some people, in the course of achieving their interests, can either take wrong paths or paths that are negative to society, or take paths that are acceptable by society. I hope we are getting it now. Now let me tell you guys something. You see, Africa must go through a bloody realization. You will shed blood in Africa for you to wake up completely because of the damage that has been done to you. You don't know your history besides the one that has been taught to you. I'm speaking to every African now. You do not know your history beside the one that has been taught to you. And if I ask how far back you know your history, you will be citing the colonial era. You must be aware, especially in Nigeria, that you never achieved independence. People left and employed people like you and I to continue to manage their slave empire, which I've been speaking about since. You've now asked yourself, as a Nigerian, how you have ambassadors of different African countries compressed into one country and called Nigeria. Because the Igbo man is an Igbo nation. The Tiv man is a Tiv nation. Add all tribes. They are all representatives of different nations. And you have people so different across different ethnic lines and then compressed and called one people. And if not asked, where do we come from in the first place? And how is it that we ran away from where we were to come here and arrive here? That's when you know how strategic enslavement was. That's how you know how the strategy of enslaving your kind and your forefathers was put in place. Now you are promoting a propaganda. You do not know that there are several individuals that when they want to make a government look inadequate, they will cite crimes in different places to disturb the political landscape of a particular nation. That happened in Nigeria severally. Boko Haram, all those things. Even the one that happened to Goodluck Jonathan. All the threats. Right now, what is the propaganda happening across Africa? What's happening in Kenya? Now is GMO. They love you so much as an African that they want to give you fruits that will be big, you know, without seeds. Give you plants that you will enjoy and will damage your system. Render you infertile. Your wives infertile. The men infertile. You've not thought about it. Why are you not thinking about that? Because you were not allowed to evolve. Your educational sector does not allow you to implement intelligence. It only gives you stupid stuff and you learn stupidity and you come out as a mediocre individual in Africa. That is why the black race is always at the receiving end and never achieving, building or accomplishing anything but consuming everything. That is why your brothers and uncles, our aunties in the village are being sabotaged. Who just know how to farm? They know seed go enter ground, pour on water, it go grow. Put shit, cow shit, chicken shit, it go grow. Now they are giving you seeds that will damage your crop. How is it that they were able to market these seeds to you? Number one, they set up terrorists, came and invaded your land, burnt your property, burnt your seeds, burnt your farmlands, masked it under farmers' headers crisis, and then you people are fighting it as if it's one Nigeria that have the problem, not knowing that these people were put in place to damage your lands, and then after you've gone to IDP and they are relocating you guys back, they will give you aid, seed aids. Those seeds are GMO. Then you have a bastard like a Aproko doctor coming online and backing something that he does not even have the facility to research it. And when you ask who are these people's paymaster, you see the stupidity with Africa is that they find someone that looks intelligent, that has built some following here, that people follow, they've entertained them and they like it, so they follow them. And then they start funding those people to push their propaganda. They fund them to push their propaganda. And that is how they funded the voices in Ghana to create an idea that Nigeria is always Nigeria. It's always Nigeria. Because even the Nigerians have not found a way to protect their identity as a people. Yes, we're intelligent here because, I mean, different languages, tribes from Africa in one place. There's no way the intelligence will not be high. But they know, and then they create disunity. They leverage on the thing that divides us and amplify it, instead of us finding a way to dissolve those lines of our differences and try to see how we can work together. If it's not the Igbo man destroying this one, it is the Yoruba man doing that one, it's the Hausa man doing this one. All of us, they've amplified our negative features and qualities and giving it to us as an identity. So now when you hear the North and Hausa is violence, you just see, you know, these ones are violence, they kill people. When you hear Igbo man, you know this one is a self-centered, selfish, opportunistic bastard. When you hear Yoruba, you say betrayer, he's a conniver, he's all that. They take all these things, which are qualities that every human being possesses, and amplify it and give it to us as identity. So as you keep saying, Ghana must go, Nigeria must go, always remember and try to think, what is amplifying this voice? Why is it that you are not in the street protesting to your government to secure these things? Bring kidnappers to book. The elephant in the room, you are not addressing it. You find a label, and somebody has labeled it, and somebody has funded somebody that you believe in, and they are championing the cause. Black man against a black man. I mean, we are not black. See, my hair is black, my skin is brown, but I mean, we've been categorized as black. And so, as a famous saying goes, they will use us to kill us just to say it was us, maybe them. You understand? And this is the plight of the black race. When Trump was sending people, Africans, sending immigrants out, were we not shouting left, right, center? Were Ghanaians not shouting? Was Nigerians not shouting? He's racist, he's this, he's that. But firing him. But here we are now. You don't reach our turn now. It is us that have the whole ashawo. Because now only Nigerians they fuck. It is us that does the whole crime. Because now only Nigerians sabi crime. It is us that are doing kidnapping. Because we are the only ones that know how to kidnap people. Every other person doesn't know anything about kidnapping. Or they are not ambitious enough. You guys are playing and tampering. All you influencers, because you people like news, you better add your voice to the news. Don't go and amplify nonsense and put it everywhere and be promoting Nigerians. Ghanaians are asking Nigerians to leave their this. Add your voice so that we know how intelligent you are and where you are thinking from. Because a lot of you are thinking from your ass. You are thinking from your ass. Africa, whether we like it or not, because you must understand something. We are the mercy of this universe. You are hearing me? We are the mercy of this universe. And if we not learn, we will learn the hardest way. We will learn the hardest way. Blood will spill. It will spill. There will be wound. We will go reconfigure ourselves. We will learn that this is not the way forward. And then the Africa that we are talking about will come out. But there's a lot of cancer in our society. A lot of old cargoes who are still leading us astray. A lot of old devices who do not have the capacity to ever upgrade past who they are in their life. That is why 3310 and iPhone may be the same thing. Despite the fact that they make call, they are two different things. And they have two different capabilities and capacities. Are you hearing me? So if we do not learn as a race, we are going to learn the hardest way.
This is the height of it all. Every country now is now punishing Nigeria. From USA to Canada. From Canada to UAE. Now down to this our small brothers. Ghana. Ghana say, okay, every Nigerians that are in Ghana should leave Ghana for them. Every Nigerian that are in Ghana should leave Ghana for them. Because the Igbo people in the eastern part of Ghana want to install kingship in that place. It's a normal thing that, okay, you don't like it. Yes, they will abolish that mission. But telling the whole Nigerians in Ghana to live there is impossible. You people cannot chase us out of that place. Imagine small Ghana. That even we are managing you people. You want to chase us out. Now from Ghana now to South Africa. South Africa people are now protesting that every Nigerians who is currently in South Africa should leave South Africa and go back to Nigeria. That we did not allow their men to marry their women. That we did not allow them to work. That there is no work for South Africans. That is only Nigerian people that they are giving out their work. So please, what is wrong with Nigeria? Why are all countries trying to banish us from their own country? Why are they trying to banish us from their place? Imagine Ghana and South Africa here. Yeah. How bad, God.
Listen, if there's a country in Africa and you're African that you shouldn't go to, it's South Africa. Right now, the level of xenophobia in South Africa is just unbelievable. So what is happening right now, just to be brief, is that South Africans, they think foreigners, citizens from other countries, they come into their country to take whatever opportunities that they have. Now they're chasing them away from public hospitals, public schools, from opening like businesses and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if the other people from other countries, the other citizens, they do the same to South Africans all over Africa. What would it be their situation if we do the same? Because it's worse. It's getting worse every day. And we are not talking about white South Africans. We are talking about black South Africans who are doing that to their fellow Africans. I mean, to us, including Congolese populations and Nigerians right now, they're trying to do the same, baiting all South Africans from their country. I hope this is not going to get worse. We don't want that in Africa. Please.
I went on my Twitter to say I do not support any South Africa. I don't support any South African. my tweet has been trending. And what did I say? I am not part of this. Xenophobia in South Africa has unalived millions of Nigerians. You cannot meme your way into the hearts of Nigerians because Americans misappropriated your Zulu culture. Don't tell me I like you, because I don't. I have been to Ghana 3 times last year. I've never thought, oh, I want to go to South Africa. I've never told myself that. And I like to travel. I was in Deacon Library in Ghana, the only independent photographical archive in Africa right now that covered the life of Obama in portraits, and I was there to see it. Akwaba, my country, Ghana. Essentially, what I'm trying to go with this is that Nigerians and Ghana banter themselves, but we only banter ourselves for jollof rice and electricity. Nobody know whether it is Nigeria that's giving electricity to Ghana for 1 year or whatever. We all have fire jollof. Our jollofs are both good, and that is where the banter stopped. I've never seen a xenophobic incidents in Ghana. And even if women were trafficked to Ghana for prostitution, Nigerians went there and took them back. No Ghanaian has said, I want to honor life in Nigerian in my country because I feel threatened by him. But in South Africa, oh boy, they go and stab you, because that's what they did from between 2010 to 2015. There was a xenophobic attack in South Africa called is it the year of the knives or something? It's like they were moving with a knife as South Africans, and if they catch you as a Nigerian, they would stab you and unalive you. Or was it a time where there were cases where the Nigerians were burnt into ashes in South Africa? Or let's talk about Chimamanda. Not Chimamanda, I beg your pardon, Chidima, that wanted to contest for Miss South Africa, and you guys did so much to her. If you are unaliving Nigerians in South Africa because according to you they are illegal and they are committing crime, what did Chidima do to you? But because you must defend the fact that crime equals to death, you went to dig out Chimamanda's story of how her parents migrated. Is Chimamanda a South African? Yes, but you dealt with the parents of Chidima to the point that it made national news. You made Chidima come online to cry. If it was left for only South Africa, they wanted Chidima to be dragged on the mud, on the floor, and sent back to Nigeria. And that is why I like Nigeria, because sometimes Nigerians are going to shock you with some goodness. Nigeria were like, hold up, South Africa, what the heck is that? Send us Chidima, we're going to do our own pageant here and make her the winner and send her to the world stage. What the fuck you mean? Because when I checked back with South Africa, you guys chased Chimamanda, the black lady, only for you to give it to a white lady who did not even win in the world stage. Are you guys really foolish? Or you guys just really do this? Because I think about South African culture and Winnie Mandela. I read about Winnie Mandela and what you guys did to Winnie Mandela. Boy, oh boy, you guys really know how to disrespect women. Talk about a high rate of femicide in South Africa. Should we start about that? Or what do you want me to touch today, dear South Africa? Because I'm not part of that meme culture that you dropped. I'm not part of that. And I made sure to put it on my Twitter that I wasn't part of that, and I would never be part of that. You cannot be xenophobic and use a meme culture to put your way into, to find your ways into the heart of a Nigerian. You think we Nigerians are just busy online defending people and supporting artists and blowing up music and being the country with the highest support for people all over the world? That is why you feel like you can do a meme culture and Nigeria will be happy with you? No, we would not be happy with you. We know who love us and we know who don't. And dear South Africa, you don't love us. Between 2000, the year 2000 was the first year that a xenophobic attack was recorded in South Africa. That is recorded.
South Africa is nothing compared to Nigeria. With economy, with currents, infrastructure development, and everything, we are far ahead than Nigeria. You can't even compare Nigeria with Kenya. Kenya is much way developed than Nigeria. So Nigerians must stop comparing with us. I understand when you want to weigh yourself, you will want to compare yourself with big guns. But South Africa is nothing compared to Nigeria. We are way technology-wise, everything, guys. This is not meant to hate, but it's the truth. South Africa cannot be compared with any country in Africa. That is a fact. West Nigeria. Nigeria is way behind in terms of development, currency, and everything, Jay. Stop comparing South Africa with Nigeria. I don't know who said Nigeria is a child of Africa. How did they get that title? From who? How? Really? How did you give yourself such a big title? Guys, stop comparing South Africa with Nigeria. South Africa is nothing compared with Nigeria. Serious. Those who have never been to South Africa, come to South Africa and you'll see that, hey, I've never been in a country like this in Africa.
There's a group in South Africa called Operation Dudula. They carry out what we call the operation of displacing non-South Africans. This is a xenophobic operation done in an unlawful way. In a way that they attack people who are not South Africans. If they find you in a hospital, they have to drag you out of the hospital. They have to harass you because you're not South African. You ought not to get South African services. South Africans have all along been saying that fellow Africans are occupying their jobs when they come to their countries. And I wonder, is it realistic that South Africans should be looking for jobs actually in their own country? As in, why don't you be CEOs? Why don't you be job creators? And those people who come to your countries just work in your companies. Why is it that you're struggling for the same jobs? Why do you struggle for the jobs created by whites in South Africa? So this is a question. Those people who struggle most for jobs and who are like people are taking out jobs from other countries are the people who are not creative at all. People who are always complaining about the government. People are always uncomfortable and not contented with anything in the country. Actually, as South Africans, you ought to be creating jobs for even more other people, even foreigners, you yourselves, than instead fighting for jobs, instead fighting for opportunities that are placed there by even foreigners who are whites. This is so ashamed to South Africans. It's not the time to fight for jobs in such a manner against fellow Africans. This is total xenophobic. I disagree with that, and even the president himself disagrees with that, along with Julius Malema, the called patriotic South African EFF top leader. Have a nice time.
I want to make a public announcement. So every African living in South Africa, let me tell you one thing. You have every right to use the South African public health system. You know why? Because it's not fully funded by the South African government. It's not fully funded by South African taxpayers. It is funded by your brothers, Nigerians living in the UK, paying taxes and working. It is funded by Nigerians living in the United States, working and paying taxes there. So if you are African and you are in South Africa, go and use this system. Tell them that your brothers already worked and paid taxes to fund the hospitals. Those people coming out to tell you bullshit about them paying taxes to run that, they don't. Ask them to show you any evidence that they pay tax to run the South African public health system. They don't. These things are funded by foreign countries, including Nigeria and many other countries as well, who pay $61 billion to build all these things in South Africa. So I'm saying, if you're African and you're there and anybody tries to restrict you from having access to the public health system, contact Nigeria. I mean, do whatever you can do to assess that health, because this is gotten from global fund. The UK is paying for it. Africans are paying for it. The United States is paying for it, and many other countries as well. Let nobody stop you from getting free healthcare in South Africa, because they don't even finance it. Nigerians paid the price already. You go enjoy if you're African.
Welcome back to Gistline. Now, in recent weeks, we've been seeing disturbing videos and reports of South Africans chasing away fellow Africans from their country. And many people are asking, why is this happening? And honestly, it's a painful question, because it's Africans turning against Africans. If these people are chasing away whites or foreigners like Europeans and all that, I don't think people will be complaining or criticizing their action. Now, let's be fair. A lot of South Africans feel that foreigners are taking away jobs, overloading the system, and even contributing to crime. Some locals believe that too many migrants compete for opportunities in a country that is already struggling with unemployment and inequality. From their own perspective, it feels like foreigners come in and enjoy the little resources that should be for South Africans first. And that frustration is real. It shouldn't be. just dismissed for me. So here's the problem. Chasing people, beating them, burning shops and kicking them out is not the solution. It's one thing to demand better from your government, but it's another thing to attack innocent people who are just trying to survive just like you. Remember, many of these foreigners are from neighboring African countries. They are brothers and sisters who left home because of poverty, wars or political instability, or just because they want to feed home. So when South Africans attack fellow Africans, it weakens the very idea of African unity. Now, how can we talk about a strong Africa, free from colonial control and Western exploitation, if we are busy fighting each other? Instead of blaming migrants, the anger should be directed towards the leaders who fail to create jobs, manage resources, and build fair system. Let's not forget, during apartheid, many African countries opened their doors to South Africans, offering them shelter, education and support when life at home was unbearable. Today, the least we can do is show that same solidarity to each other. Yes, South Africans are hurting, but taking it out on fellow Africans is only dividing us more. If we really want progress, the fight should be against poverty, corruption and bad governance, not against one another. Well, I'll be playing some clips for us to see, but before then, let me know what you think in the comment section. Please kindly like, share and subscribe.
This area is full of foreigners, not only Nigerians. Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Mozambican, Ghanaians. They call it Sunnyside in Pretoria. So those are the video. That's one of the video that you saw. Whereby I saw it when there's the Igbo people there. They say, come, we'll teach you a lesson. Come, we'll finish you. Come, one by one. The South Africans themselves knows that this area is no good area for foreigners. If you watch that video.
For foreigners or for South Africans?
No, South Africans know that this area, we've left this area for foreigners.
Okay.
You see, that is why in that video you didn't see any South African coming closer to them.
So foreigners have carved out colonies in South Africa.
That South Africa is full of 90% of people living there are foreigners in Sunnyside, Pretoria. 90%. That is where I was
supposed
isn't
that provocative?
I lived there in 1999.
The deputy police chief said, I mean, it's only in South Africa that you will have foreigners taking about 60% of the jobs, carving out territories in another man's country. If you were in South Africa, will you be comfortable with that?
I may not be comfortable, but I believe that their government still have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
We met for about 3 hours. I took them through this whole process of immigration, and I told them they might be solving what looks like a legitimate problem, but using wrong means, because in health we treat everybody who enters there who is sick, and they can't expect us to chase people away when they are sick. Whatever the circumstances of their nationality is just not allowed in healthcare anyway, and they must not confuse issues. There is this belief that healthcare is free in South Africa but not in any other country in the world, and I want to correct that. Healthcare is free for children under 6 and young women. That was declared by our founding president, Nelson Mandela, in 1995, I think. Yes, so we only offer free health care for pregnant women and children under 6 of whatever nationality. The other people are not offered free health care. They are charged, but the problem is, if you come to hospital without money and there's an emergency, there is no way you won't be treated, because then the Department of Health will be sued. It will be litigated in a way unimaginable. They then proposed to me that because doctors and nurses have signed an oath, have taken an oath of office, and they are forced by the oath to treat everybody. The clerks in the hospital did not take an oath of office. We must instruct them not to give anybody a fine if such a person does not have documentation. This was my response to them.
First, yes, I responded to them in two ways. Number one, and I want the country to know that in South Africa, we are at 89% documentation, which means 11% of South Africans are not documented. If you look at our population, 11% will be about 6 million people. They don't have any form of document, but they are not illegal because they are in their country. They are South Africans, but they've got no document, nothing whatsoever. They don't appear in any database. And I think the prime example you may remember is our Bester. And we found that most of his relatives were not registered. So I said, if you do it the way you are doing it, you are going to turn away many South Africans who are legitimately South Africans but do not have any document.
Most of you don't understand when I'm talking about the Dudula operation that are real criminal and they are foreigner that they want to destroy South Africa economy, including relationship with the other neighbors. And the Dudula operation, they are not only destroying foreigners' nationals, but they are destroying also what is in South Africa. See, right now they have banned the Home Affairs building. Do you support that as well as a South African citizen? Do you support that nonsense that happened in Johannesburg? See how that building was banned. And do you support that you're gonna vote for that Zandile Dobula and she's burning the building like that? Does she know how much that building cost to build that one? She's always talking without knowledge, talking without thinking. You know, to be a president, people, it's not like a joke. It's not like a person that become a headman in the village. See what now they have done to do the operation and go support them. They have banned the Home Affairs building. And what are you talking about today? You support nonsense, they do nonsense. Without knowing the law, without knowledge.
We also need to ask ourselves, why do so many people live in abject poverty and so few live lives of opulence? Why, after decades of democracy, are the prospects of a white child so much better than those of a black child? We need to ask ourselves that. We also need to ask ourselves, why do women get paid less than men for the same work? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Now, we also must go deeper and ask ourselves, why, when we have a Bill of Rights in our Constitution, are the LGBTQI+ people still discriminated against? Why are they still stigmatized and harassed? Why do clinics run out of medicine? Are questions that we must ask ourselves. And why do taps run dry? These are some of the questions that we must be willing to ask and which we must be prepared to find answers for. But more than that, my fellow South Africans, these are the challenges that we must be ready to do something about. As individuals, as organizations, as communities, as parents, as elected representatives, and as public officials.